Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm your host, Lawrence, over at Mighty Comics Collectibles, and today, of course, is the top 10 runners-up list. Now, if you're new to this series, what I do in this one, I take 10 books off the Key Collectors app runners-up list, and I gotta tell you, every week there are some amazing books that not a lot of people are talking about, especially this week, some amazing bangers that sold the week prior. Now, before we get into this one, I remind you guys, if you're not a current sub of the channel, you guys are definitely missing out. Hit that sub button, you will not regret it. Do me a solid, hit that like button for the channel because it does help me out. Now, with that said, one other announcement. I just started a new podcast. It will be on this channel, but also on its own YouTube channel called the Mighty Rewind Podcast. Make sure you check it out. Now, with that said, let's get into this week's top 10 runners-up. Starting us off this week at number 10 is Impact Comics number 1. This issue was one of the multiple EC titles published after the establishment of the Comics Code Authority. With cover art by Jack Davis and a Holocaust story entitled The Master Race, no, not that horrible sequel to The Dark Knight Returns, it makes the runners-up list this week with a Gaines File copy in a CGC 9.4, selling for $13,200 and up a crazy 1,736% since 2002. At number 9 this week on the top 10 runners-up list is Rappin' Max Robot number 1, the first hip-hop comic book independently published and inspired by the music movement in its early days. A total of 500 copies were printed in its initial run, but be careful because reprints and mini posters are identical to the original cover. Published by Independent in 1986, it makes a list this week with 3 new high sales, 2 in a CGC 9.4, selling for $2,000 and up 63%, and $1,875, up a crazy 53% since 2022. We also had a CGC 9.0 selling for $521 with no previous data available. Coming in at number 8 this week is Brave and the Bold number 42. This issue features the debut of Hawkman's new costume. Published by DC Comics in 1962, it makes a list this week at number 8 with an all-new high sale in a CGC 8.0, selling for only $400 but up 33% since 2002. How about some obscurity now? At number 7 is Ebon number 1. What the fuck is this? This independent title features the first black superhero to headline his own series, predating Marvel's Luke Cage Hero for Hire in 1972. Published by the SF Comic Book Company in 1970, it makes the list at number 7 with an all-new high sale in a CGC 8.5, selling for $3,400 but up an incredible 51% since 2024. Back to the basics and back to big keys at number 6 is Journey into Mystery number 85. Of course, this is the first appearance of Loki, the Norse god of mischief. This is also the first appearance of Heimdall and the third overall appearance of Thor. We had 2 massive sales this week that made new highs. The first, a CGC 9.6, selling for an incredible $90,000 and up 69% since 2020. We also had a CGC 9.0 sale of $19,800 and up 26% since 2019. Published by Marvel Comics in 1962, it takes the top spot on this week's runners-up list. It is now time for our Mark Jewelers book of the week, and it is Amazing Spider-Man number 124. This issue features the first appearance of the Man-Wolf, the son of J. Jonah Jameson, who discovers an amulet that turns him into a werewolf. Who would have thought? Published by Marvel Comics in 1973, it takes the top Mark Jewelers spot this week with a CGC 9.0, selling for only $300 with no previous data available. Back to the list at number 5 is Zap Comics number 2. Not the incredible LCS, but the comic written and illustrated by Robert Crumb and other artists. Also published by Print Mint in 1968, it takes the 5 spot this week with a CGC 9.8, selling for a whopping $5,040, but get this, up an incredible 267% since 2015. The CGC censor supports just this 1 copy in a 9.8 with none graded higher. Be careful though, there is a version of the first printing that has miscut pages of the interior head-first strip. At number 4 this week on the top 10 runners-up list is Scooby-Doo number 1. But not just any Scooby-Doo number 1, the 35-cent price variant. Published by Marvel Comics in 1977, it makes the runners-up list this week with an all-new high sale in a CGC 4.0, selling for $1,700 with no previous data available. I don't know about you guys, but I think that calls for a Scooby snack. Rounding out the top 3 this week is Red Dragon Comics number 7. This issue features a World War II cover by Jack Binder. Published by Street and Smith in 1943, it makes the runners-up list this week with an all-new high sale in a CGC 4.5, selling for $4,700 and up 46% since 2019. We also had an incomplete CGC 0.5 sell the week prior for $1,350. Believe it or not, I've actually seen this book sell recently on an Elite Comics 11 IG live sale. Believe it or not, guys, at number 2 this week is Marvel Mystery Comics number 18. This issue features the introduction of the Daily Bugle newspaper seen on the first page of the issue with the headline, Peacetime Draft in the Full Swing. This is also the first appearance of Cat's Paws, a female criminal. Published by Timely in 1941, it takes us 2 spot this week with a CGC 6.5, selling for $2,640, but up an incredible 129% since 2009. And finally, at the top spot this week, a book that is truly worthy of that number 1 spot. It is Superman number 1, the premier issue of the headlining Superman title. This is also the origin of Superman and the first appearance of Ma and Pa Kent. This issue also features the first pinup poster in comics, the back cover. Published by DC Comics in 1939, we had 2 incredible sales to talk about this week. The first, a back cover only NG, selling for $8,051, up an incredible 101% since 2014. And then the big boy, a complete front and back cover just sold in the current Heritage Signature auction, selling for an astonishing $78,000 with no previous data available. So that's it for the top 10 runners-up list this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, I repeat myself every week. There are some amazing books that sell that not a lot of people are talking about. So make sure every week, Tuesday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, you're watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the list. This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics Collectibles saying thank you for watching, happy collecting, and I'll talk to you guys soon.